Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I've got two trusty homestead helpers right here with me today. This is going to be an AllPowers Palooza video, if you will. But no, I'm going to go over the AllPowers S2000 Pro today. I've been running this for about a month. I've been running this one for several months. I'm going to give you some feedback on AllPowers overall as a brand. We're going to test this S2000, so let's get right into the video. So I don't know about you, but when I look for reviews on products that I'm thinking about purchasing that I've never worked with before, seeing a pristine brand new product right out of the box and somebody just running it for one take or one video doesn't tell me a whole lot. I prefer to see products that have been used, possibly abused. As you can see, yes, both of these are used and abused, aka riding on the back of the utility cart for a month now. So hasn't failed me yet. It could blow up tomorrow. So could this one, but you can see this one even survived the hurricane. So if you saw my original AllPowers S2000 video, you know I had some gripes about the display and things. Like right here, you see it charging. Look how many hours, 663 hours to charge, which is false. The display lies on the original S2000. So AllPowers wanted to make it right. So AllPowers contacted me several weeks ago and asked would I reevaluate my opinions on their product. So they sent me this S2000 Pro. I told them, yeah, I'd give them another shot. As far as durability, the old S2000 is durable. It's just the display is so wonky, but this display on the Pro is so much better. It's so accurate, gives you reliable feedback. You know, when you're using it in an off-grid or a camping situation, something like that, you need to know how much time you got left on the machine, the current. You need accurate measurements. The Pro has been accurate so far. And what do you get with the S2000 Pro? Well, you get a heavier gauge cable than the original S2000 because this one will charge at 1500 watts. It rips. When you dump charge this one, it goes and goes fast. It'll hold 1500 watts charge input until you hit about 85%. Then it starts reducing the charge as the battery fills up. So you got standard features similar to the other S2000. You know, your AC ports, all your DC ports, everything you could possibly need to use in any kind of situation, a camping situation, things like that. 4 receptacles on the front. Nice user manual right here that comes with the unit. I said this is the Pro model. You can tell by the improved display versus the standard. You got your bag for all your accessories, you know, for your charging cord, your XT60 to car adapter, all that good stuff. Even comes with the weatherproof diaper, as I like to call it. It's just a weatherproof cover that goes over it and keeps dust and water and moisture off of it. But I was giving this the full send test, so no cover has been on this. And they give you a warranty paper to fill out for everything for your warranty claims, to activate your warranty and all that good stuff with the unit. And this one also has Bluetooth, so you can use an app to control it, monitor it, things like that. I don't need an app. I just run off the display screen. That's good enough for me. We got solar charging right here in the front. And it'll take up to 1,000 watts of solar on this box, which is pretty impressive. Now, I've not put an array that big on it. I've just used their SO33 panel, their new panel. If you didn't see that new panel test, I'll put a link in the description where I showed you the difference between their old SO33 panel and their new panel, which is at a higher voltage, and so much more power comes out of that new panel versus the old one. And the weight on this S2000 Pro is similar to the old S2000. It weighs right at 28 pounds. So not much heavier than your standard 12 volt 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery. It's very lightweight. It does not have lithium iron phosphate batteries. It's got what they call ternary lithium, which is basically a fancy way of saying lithium ion or NMC batteries. So not as many cycles of lithium iron phosphate, but you save some weight. And that's one of the biggest benefits of this unit here. It's lightweight, lots of power. They're rating the battery at 1.451 kilowatts. So let's kick it off with the capacity test to see how close it comes. And just to show you it's full, you know, it's showing full on the display right there, but I'm going to plug in to the unit. The power port is on the back. I'm going to line it up right there. So we'll make sure that it is 100% charged, so we get an accurate representation of the efficiency and the battery capacity in the AllPowers S2000 Pro. I'll give it a few seconds. You know, it was full. The little LED displays and stuff and LCD displays not going to pull any energy out, but see, no power going in, so it is full. All right, I'm fixing to begin the capacity test. I'm using it to pump water from my well through a DC power supply, AC DC power supply. So it'll ramp up because it's a variable speed pump. So I've got the Balder energy meter right here. We'll monitor how much energy comes out of the AllPowers. You can see I've had the little power supply on for 1 minute and 45 seconds. It only pulls like 7 watts until it gets loaded. So here we go. The pump is ramping up and we should start moving some water here in a minute. Tanks are a little bit low, so it'll probably take 40% of this machine. I've been using it like that quite often, so there we are clicking up on the kilowatt hours of energy. So let me get it fully stabilized here so you know what kind of load it's pulling. It usually does about 450, so that's right on the money, about 450. So I'll let it pull on this until the tank is full, and then we will go do something else with it. So while the S2000 Pro pulls down, let me talk about the older S2000. The wonky display one, right? It works great, just wonky display and all that. You can see it's been used. I've not cleaned it on purpose to show you that it's been used almost every single day. And when I talked about it surviving the hurricane, it got left out on the porch by accident. Forgot to bring it in before all that rain and wind started, and it just got sprayed with water and soaked. It was soaking wet. Everything was covered in water. I let it dry for a day, fired it right off. It did not complain whatsoever. I've used this to power tools, power well pumps, run irrigation pumps, booster pumps, things like that, completely outdoors its entire life. I use different things, just testing stuff out long term. This has held up well. All right, there is 0.508 kilowatt hours through it. Done with pumping up the agricultural tank full of water. Has about 200 gallons of water. An hour and 14 minutes to fill 200 gallons. So now I go take it somewhere else and dump the rest of the charge out. All right, so I'll dump the rest of the charge, or if it'll take it all, into the golf cart. So that's a pretty good load. Might lose a little bit of capacity due to efficiency loading it this hard, but you're not going to run consistent load with these little power stations anyhow. So I'll let this dial in and then watch the numbers click away pretty quick now. All right, golf cart's full, 1.095 kilowatt hours out of the AllPowers S2000. Move it and charge something else now. All right, back to putting more load through the AllPowers S2000. So 1.097 kilowatt hours through it, 16%, 30 minutes left. Charging some lithium iron phosphate batteries under here through this little charger. And just a couple of quick checks while the machine finishes pulling the rest of the way down. 121 volts coming out of the machine according to the B-shaft meter. I'm going to take a sine wave reading, but I want you to know there's interference here in the powerhouse. There's all kinds of electronics running. You can see the noise on the B-shaft meter before I even connect to the AllPowers. So just want you to be completely aware of what's going on. You see some noise in that wave. That's not the inverter. Been waiting for a chance to use this little thing right here. Did you really just lose that? Of course, I bumped the AC switch checking with this little Testman meter, so I got to add my reading on the last cut to this right here, the last take, so I apologize about that. All right, walked right back in at the exact time it cut off. And make a note, while I've got this already recording, 5%, that's where these stop at on the AC output. So let me get a tally and we'll find a total on the AC side. This is my new leader as far as efficiency delivered from the battery to the AC outputs. Still have battery left. AllPowers shuts their inverters off with 5% battery remaining. So take that with a grain of salt while we do the calculations here. The first take was 1.164 kilowatt hours. Remember, I hit the button by accident, lost my reading here, turned it back on, got an additional 0.112 kilowatt hours out of it. So that's a total of 1.276 kilowatt hours, or 1,276 watt hours delivered through the AC output through the inverter. All right, so we take that divided by AllPowers' battery rating of 1,451 watt hours. That gives us 0.879. Roughly 88% efficient with 5% battery left to still use on your DC loads. 88% conversion efficiency. Wow, I mean, that's upper echelon level. I'm very, very pleased with that. Very surprised, actually. I thought we'd hit mid 80s, low 80% range. That's real nice. So I'm going to demonstrate the charging on the AllPowers S2000 Pro. Like I said at the beginning, it charges at 1500 watts up until about 80-85%. Then it starts lowering the current coming into the unit as the batteries top off. So I'll let everything come up and show you the 1500 watt input on it. And here we go. It doesn't slam the 1500 watts to it. It ramps it up slowly. So if you're using another inverter or some other power source to charge this, like I am, it doesn't put a big inrush current on your supply side circuitry. And ramping up as the current increases, so it keeps everything nice and cool. Just remember, keep the sides of the machine open because the air flows through like this across the top of the inverter and all that. The batteries are down here, the inverter and all the charge circuitry's up top. 7%, so we've ramped up a whole nother level. And once you get above that 5% threshold, the inverter will come back on, so you can do pass-through charging. So here we went to 8%, went up another level. It does that to protect the battery. It doesn't want to slam the battery to low state charge. It works the battery up to the meat of its charge curve, then it lets it, gives it full current to the battery. 9% battery, went up another 100 watts. All right, just hit 10% on the battery. You can see it's at full input now. It'll go between 1480 and 1509, 1510, something like that. So it'll stay like this until around 85%, and it'll start throttling back down as we get to the top of the charge curve on the lithium batteries. So I'm going to demonstrate the pass-through. I've got the inverter on. So what's going to happen is your AC source passes through. It'll be charging, and then the source power will pass through to the outlets right here, the receptacle. So I'm going to put a little load in right there, which is a battery charger, as usual. And then I'm going to put the load to it. So it'll slow down the charging to counteract the draw that you have, so it doesn't exceed a normal outlet. That will not let you go over 1500 pass-through to protect your source circuitry. I'll demonstrate that with that vacuum. So we've got two loads on here now. Well, let me move it over here so you can see the display. All right, here we go. Hope that demonstrates that function for you properly in a way that you can, understand. Okay, I'm going to disconnect my loads, let it charge up a little bit, get the battery up some, and then we'll give it a couple of test hits and I'll wrap it up. Let me demonstrate the DC or dual charging option on this. It can charge from AC or solar or DC input. You're still limited to a ceiling or headroom of 1500 watts, give or take. So whatever DC inputs you give this machine, it reduces its AC output. So let me hook this into a power port. All right, this is on a regulated DC power port on another power station right there. So we should see it surge up a little bit, then the AC side will drop. I'll show you that too. Well, we picked up that little bit of surge, a little bit of spike. Got us up to 1520, 1530, but now the AC current or AC input will drop right back around 1500. So there's my AC input right there, 1400 watts. And then my DC input to the machine, dumping 155 to 170 watts DC into the AllPowers. Now I'm gonna pull the DC port on the AllPowers right there. You should see it climb way back up. So you can see right there what the DC was covering versus the AC side. All right, that's enough charge out of the 12 volt system. All right, I'm going to check the inverter voltage regulation, just a quick hit. So I've got a portable power station right here that's capable of doing about 1500, then a hair dryer right there that's capable of doing 16 to 1800. So let me plug in the power station. All right, the power station's plugged in. Let's see what it does. And this pass through. The lights are on the other power station, so if we see any weird stuff going on, you'll see it in the lights. So let it ramp up, and then I'll hit it with a hairdryer. One that's charging, dialed in right around 1400. So now I'm going to give it a hit with the hairdryer right here. I'll start slow and work my way up. Aha, it works. It works. It didn't drop the voltage out. It actually detected that on the inverter and dropped the inverter out. Nice to see that. Just cycle power to clear any faults on this machine, and that was a overcurrent for the inverter. Let everything come back up. All right, turn the AC back on. Let that power station take back over. I'll go up a little slower this time. Let's try that again. A little bit slower this time. Try to dial it in without popping the inverter. And that's the way I like to see these inverters and these power stations work. Our voltage stayed pretty consistent, it just faulted out. I'd rather see it do that than drop this voltage way down like some other brands do. I'm going to share my final thoughts on the AllPowers S2000 Pro. Can't really find much to knock this one on. It works as designed, displays nice, works accurately on this one, charges fast, carries a big load, doesn't drop your voltage out, it's lightweight. Would this be a good backup power solution? It's a little slack on capacity. It's got the inverter to handle big loads, but the capacity is not there for heavy duty work. This is more of a camping or tailgating option. It could probably run a small refrigerator for 24 hours with its efficiency on the inverter. I mean, that's 1.276 kilowatts, so it depends on how much your refrigerator pulls. This might get you by in a power outage situation, which it charges quick, so that's a good thing. Yeah, this is a good unit. And the price on this unit. Now, this is one thing I do not like about this machine. The lowest price I've seen this in the last 30 days is right at $800. The highest I've seen it is $1,200. The price fluctuates a little bit here and there. Similar to batteries and things like that, the price is up and down. So if you're looking into this, look for it when it's on at a good sale. And I'll have a link to their website. I don't earn any commissions from AllPowers. I'm not signed up for their commission program or any other manufacturers for that matter. I also have an Amazon link in there too if you want to look at my Amazon links to compare prices, find the best value for you. So yes, AllPowers, you did pretty good on this machine right here. I really like this one. I'm not going to keep it. I'm donating this portable power station to a family that really needs one. Same thing with the last power station I did. If you look through my videos, that 2,000 watt class machine, I donated that one to an elderly couple on a fixed income. If anything was apparent from Hurricane Helene, a lot of people were not prepared enough with backup power solutions, either from a portable power station, off-grid system, even generators or gasoline for their generators. So I'm going to do whatever I can to help people get more prepared before the next storm comes in. Appreciate y'all watching the video today. Thank y'all. Take care. Y'all be safe.